All right, y'all, we are live. Welcome to a special edition of the CK Podcast. Postgame show here from the Golden One Center. The Kings win 128 to 123 tonight. It was a hell of a game, honestly. It was a little bit closer than what it should have been. But two individuals that we previewed today, who would be the better player? I think even though it was really close, we can give this award to De'Aaron Fox because De'Aaron Fox not only got his team the dub, but he did it on far fewer attempts from the free throw line from a scoring perspective. Now, if we talk about the overall game defensively and getting others involved, you also got to give that to De'Aaron Fox, which is super important when you look at the game as a whole, not just scoring-wise, because obviously SGA is that entire offense. He's going to get the majority of the looks. Everybody's looking for him. With the Kings, a little bit different, where the offense runs through Sabonis. And yes, Fox still has a high rate of having the ball in his hands, but it's just not the same when other guys like a Tyrese, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, who have the ball all game long. Same with SGA. He has the ball a lot in his hands. He gets to make a lot of the decisions, and a lot of them is him putting himself in good situations to score. And honestly, whoever is guarding him is a mismatch because there's nobody that can truly guard the SGA. The guy is unguardable. He can score on all three levels. You obviously want him to take jump shots, but he just finds ways to get to the rack, and we'll talk about that, man. De'Aaron Fox had a cool story about him after the game as well, talking about how he was really under-recruited, but that he knew he would be the best player. So that's that. How's everybody doing? What's up, JT? And we saw another monster game from Sabonis tonight. A very quiet, I would say, monster game, right? Where he finished the game with 18 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. I think it was Foxy that said that sometimes people and even themselves take him for granted. A lot of the things that he does are low-key. He makes winning plays, and even though I have a lot of criticism for Sabonis at times, because I do feel like he is a tad soft in that regard, where he at times he won't even look at the basket, which is a huge issue, right? Because you're letting the defense off the hook. You're becoming very predictable and very easy to guard, and we've seen a lot of that version of Sabonis, and then we've seen a lot of good Sabonis all year long as well, where he's ultra aggressive. He's taking it to the teeth of the defense. He's bumping guys chest first. He's going into them a lot like AD, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. He's played well against great defenders. And then there are games like the Warriors where you got Looney and Draymond and he's afraid of looking at the rim. Like, this is a real thing. Like, he doesn't even look at the rim. And all he wants to do is look for Kevin Huerter off of DHO. So we've had both versions of Sabonis. Obviously a lot more good than bad. And tonight was good. Like, you felt his presence. You felt his impact. I forget what game it was, but they lost the game, and he had a damn near, I think he had a triple-double, and I was like, I didn't even feel it. Like, it wasn't an impactful triple-double. Sometimes it goes that way. We're not every single stat line, every single quote-unquote box score game, even though it looks good, is actually good. It's actually conducive to winning. There is a big difference there. And tonight, make no mistake, he was extremely impactful. 40 minutes, 8 of 14, extremely efficient. He shot 2 free throws. He made 1. I got to improve. We all know that. 50%. I got to be better. And De'Aaron Fox wasn't bad today. Obviously, you want him to be at least 10 of 11. He was 8 of 11 tonight from the free throw line. Free throws are free, man. You got to make them. DJ Badboy 916 says, when are the refs going to give some respect to Fox? Felt like you were playing in OKC. It's just the way he plays. It's his brand of basketball versus SGA. SGA garners a lot of the contact. He initiates it first. He wants the bump, a lot like a James Harden where you create your separation, but it's right in front of the ref where the ref is forced to call something. De'Aaron Fox is a little bit different. De'Aaron Fox is actually going to finesse you, crisscross you, and then blow by you. He's not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Like SGA is extremely crafty because he's not as athletic as De'Aaron Fox. So De'Aaron Fox relies on his athleticism, which he should, right? But he's still smart enough to not be reckless like a Ja Morant. So he's like in between both, I would say, Ja and SGA, which is why I think he's better than both of them. But all three are great, respectively. They all have their own styles of play, and SGA's style garners a lot of free throw attempts. Why? Because he puts the referee in a position to make a call or not make a call. And for the most part, referees want to keep these games close. And when you shoot 18, 19 free throws, as Coach said, he was proud of his team for overcoming something like that. The Luka Doncics of the world, like those type of guys are going to get all these calls. Till this day, De'Aaron Fox does not get the respect he deserves. But it's also because he doesn't cry and complain and initiate the contact like these other guys do. Does he initiate contact? Yes. It's a little bit different, though. It's a little bit different, which is why these other guys are getting all these calls. And there was a stat on Twitter, I think it was by NBA University, where guys who attack the rim the most, and obviously De'Aaron Fox is always going to be top 10, but he's not top 10 in free throw attempts. That tells you how biased or uneven some of these calls go when it comes to refereeing De'Aaron Fox. Is it ever going to change? I don't know. It might not. Probably not, but who knows? Maybe he makes a second All-Star team, maybe second All-NBA team, maybe first, depending on where the Kings land. And now the referees are starting to respect him a little bit more in that sense. But it's hard because there were 2 charges on the exact same play that he drew. One was a no call. The second one was a blocking foul. It was a clear charge. They didn't give it to him, which was just insane. They gave it to him 2 plays later, which was the right call, but which was a makeup call. But you got to call some of these calls, man. And shout out to Mike Brown for acknowledging that was just a stupid challenge. I mean, that was just stupid. And he's had some stupid ones all season long, but this one was the dumbest, without question. One, because now it takes you away from calls like this where it's a bang-bang call, and now you can no longer defend your star player, or even Trey Lyles, who Trey Lyles drew the most simple charge ever, and they called it a block. But again, you don't have these damn challenges. So the first thing Mike does is he acknowledges how dumb it was, and he says he should be on shotgun the fool, which he should be, because that was a really, really silly challenge. I called it out right away when it happened. I was like, really, dude? You're going to challenge that? Come on, man. Mike got to be better, man. Mike has to be better, because he knows that the whistle doesn't go his way on most nights. And he has to save those for real emergencies, man. So, yeah, definitely got to save those. Let's check out this box score, though. In 128, 123, huge shout out to Medici, Sacramento, right across the Golden One Center. Best pizza in Sacramento. Before and after every game, it's a great spot to go. They got great cocktails. They have excellent customer service. And again, the best Neapolitan-based pizza in all of Sacramento, man, cooking 900 degrees. It is legit. Highly recommend them. You guys know that's the spot to go. I do want to talk about Josh Giddey. Obviously, he's in a very It's even weird talking about it, but he's in a situation that nobody wants to be in. But Kings fans voiced their opinion tonight. I mean, every time he touched the ball, whether it was a half a second or for a whole possession, he was getting booed the exact way that Buddy Hield was booed, but even worse, I would say. And it really impacted him early in the game, I would say. I think he finished the game with 18 points, which he ended up playing really well, honestly. But in the beginning of the game, he definitely struggled, and I think he just overcame that adversity, and he played the way he should be. And whether or not he's going through these legal issues, I've said this in the past, and I think going into this year, OKC should find a trade partner for him. Not because, he's potentially going to get in trouble, but because they need help in other areas, just like the Kings do, right? Like they need a wing defender who can guard and make a damn three. He is a piece that he's very good and would fit with other teams, but it just feels like he doesn't fit there. Like that's not the skill set that they need because they have that repetitively, right? They obviously got Shai, but Jalen Williams was playing out of position. He can easily play that backup, point, have a lot of those ball handling duties, and he played 29 minutes. Now he was 2-14. It just feels like he's out of place. And if I had to keep somebody, I'm personally gonna keep Williams over Giddey, right? Because again, Williams is a lot more versatile. I love his game, although he struggled tonight, which is good for the Kings. But he's solid. He is solid, and I was far more impressed with Chet tonight. The first time he came into Golden One Center, there was all this hype behind him, and I was like, man, like it was his worst game of the season by far, and I wasn't impressed with Chet. But after tonight and after watching him on TV, he's nice, man. He's super skilled at his size, the things he can do. He finished with 11 rebounds tonight, 14 points, 3 blocks. He's fun to watch. I mean, he's just he's a definition of a unicorn who can score on all 3 levels at that type of height, man. He puts a lot of pressure on defenses. He's only going to get better, and I know Gilbert Arenas be talking hella crazy, saying that if you're 2021 and you averaging this amount, you're not going to be this and that. People say crazy things to get attention. Agent Zero is one of those people, man. Chet's going to get better and better. Barring injury, I mean, he's a special talent for sure. And obviously Luke Dort, every team can use a guy like that. Again, what do you do if you're Oklahoma City? Like, as a Kings fan, do you see them as a threat because they have so many assets to burn? They have a lot of good pieces to trade, honestly. Far more assets than the Kings do, for sure. But I feel like the Kings are a better team right now until they make a move, right? They don't really have a true big like that until Chet truly grows into his body. Right now, he's a big dude. Like he's really like a power forward. He's super skilled. But when it comes to banging with the big boys, I mean, Sabonis, he ain't banging with Sabonis like that. And the same can be said about guys like Victor Wembanyama. Again, just young guys that still got to develop their bodies. But their roster for sure, I mean, it's very intriguing. It's very interesting. They have a lot of potential, man. I mean, there's guys that aren't even playing right now, like Trey Mann, who I love, just a bucket, but he's not even playing on this team. You have guys like Wallace playing, who I think Wallace is solid. He played 19 minutes tonight. Isaiah Joe is a 3-point specialist. What did Isaiah Joe finish with today? He finished with. He was 1 of 5. He was off, but I feel like both games the Thunder have been off from beyond the arc, right? But yeah, I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. But right now, whether the Kings have one more loss and one less win, they're still a better team. Like in a 7-game series, there's nobody that can look at you in the eye and be like, well, this team's going to beat the Kings in a 7-game series. They're not going to beat the Kings in a 7-game series. Now, when you think about the Pelicans and the Nuggets, those two teams do scare me for the Kings, and I think that's an issue, which we can talk about a little bit later in the show. But the Thunder, to me, are not an issue for this particular Kings team. But definitely, it's a team to watch out for at the deadline because they have so many assets to play with. Harrison Barnes tonight, he's been one of the, if not the biggest player, heavily criticized and scrutinized, and rightfully so. Like, he has moments where he just disappears. 21 minutes tonight, 5 points. You know, I thought he had a nice little stretch where he had like 2-3 offensive rebounds, and he gave the Kings life in that regard. But he needs to be better, man. He needs to be better. Luckily for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox went off again with 41 points, and Keegan Murray had 15 points himself. I think he missed one free throw today. But HB, as quote-unquote the vet leader of this team, it sucks to criticize a guy like that because he's been so good, you know, in the community. He does great things, but when you make $18 million a season, you just got to be better. You got to be more consistent. You have to want the ball and attack and try to score. There are times where he just doesn't even want to shoot the ball. Like, he's had those moments as well this year, and if you're the Kings, like, you can't have that, man. You know, and I keep telling people this. Sabonis can't be your second best scorer on this team. He can't be your third. Like, that's a huge issue. I know defense is a huge issue, but this team needs a second true scorer in the starting lineup. I don't trust Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter is extremely unpredictable and inconsistent. You need a legit A1 scorer next to De'Aaron Fox who can draw fouls, who can stop the game if needed. One name to me that comes to mind, and you know, I'm pushing the agenda, is Demar DeRozan. Like, Demar DeRozan is the guy that I want on this team. I am fully convinced of it now. And last year I was on the fence, like I wanted to, but now it's like, dude, DeMar DeRozan makes so much sense for the Sacramento Kings. It's not even funny anymore. Like, his ability to essentially, because people complain, well, this team shoots too many threes. Okay. We'll bring in a mid-range assassin who shoots above 85% from the free throw line, who is a decent passer, who, if he comes off a DH off Sabonis, yeah, he's able to hit that slip, or he's able to rise. Like, it's a win-win, man. This is a guy that can get you 20 points consistently every single night, no questions asked. Like, this is what De'Aaron Fox needs, and obviously Monk is so crucial to the team's success, but I don't think Mike will ever screw with the bench, because if you take Monk out of the bench, what do you truly have? Like, it's a depleted-ass bench. But you really can't take Monk from the bench. So adding a guy like DeMar DeRozan, you know, and Alex Caruso, that makes your team better, man. Like, that true. And I've seen the whole. Oh, and it just hurts my head when I think about guys like, what the hell is his name from the Utah Jazz, who I just despise, and John Collins. Like, please, don't give me no John Collins, bro. I would lose my damn mind if there's a reason why I want to get rid of him already. Like, this experiment, this 4-month experiment, it's over. Who the hell wants to pay this dude $25 million a season? Seriously, and I'm on the record saying this like a billion times. No. He is a player with bad habits. Besides jumping extremely high and being a freak athlete, what does he do great? I don't know. They're not content with his ability to play offense and defense. Like, they're very upset with him. He's a guy that's not locked in on most nights. Now, if you go on and give me a Lauri Markkanen, that just unlocks your offensive ability like on so many levels, right? But I think a true realistic get is a DeMar DeRozan, who I don't think a lot of people are talking about, but I would love that move. You know, again, Caruso and DeRozan, that's the move for me, man. I'd rather have Caruso DeRozan over Siakam 1,000%, man. And again, I'd rather have Siakam than HB, but Siakam irritates me, bro. And just that whole Raptor team irritates me so much. Like, they bug me when I watch them play. And the guy that I want the most out of anybody really is OG, but I think it was Tyson that asked me, would I rather have Lauri Markkanen or OG? And I'm just like, damn, that's tough. That's tough because they both fill in a huge void. You know, Lauri fills in the scoring void for you. OG fills in just the defensive prowess that he provides and three-point ability. That's tough. Like that truly is tough. HB and Herter are screaming to be benched. They're terrible. When did you put Fox over SGA? I think I put Fox over SGA tonight. You know, I've always had them even. You know. And I would say with the slight edge to SGA because of his team, because the Kings have a better team. But I just think right now, on December 14th, I got to give the slight edge to De'Aaron. But they're just both so great. Like, I'm not mad either way. Like, if you say SGA better, I can understand. If you say Fox better, I can understand. But it's just really a matter of preference between those two guys. They're just so close in age. They're just both so skilled. They're just so fun to watch, man. Like, they're both so gifted. Like, again, I'm going to definitively give Fox the edge right now, but they're both so good. Like, they're both so good. If nobody's going to ask thoughts on Toscano, yes, I'm definitely going to get to that. You know, I put out the Instagram video earlier. I was super juiced about it. You think Juan will be a good addition? Yes, man. I think he will. A big reason why he didn't work for the Lakers is because they had a conundrum of guys who just couldn't shoot, right? Literally the worst constructed roster I've ever seen. That's why they had to get rid of a lot of those players. They did. They revamped it. They made it to the Western Conference Finals with all those trades. He just wasn't a good fit because they had too many people who just couldn't shoot. The last time he played was on a team that had great spacing and great shooting. Guess what the Kings have? Great spacing and great shooting. The things he does is exactly what this team needs, man. He's a high basketball IQ player. He's extremely gritty. He's super tough-minded. He goes out there, he crashes the glass. He's gonna get you second chance opportunities. He's gonna take charges. He's gonna get blocks. He's just an extremely long 6'10", 6'11" wingspan type of player. Like, he was very impactful off that bench for the Golden State Warriors. I think he can be that with the Kings, man. He already has a familiarity with Mike Brown. if you just look at the bare stats, like, well, he's not going to make that much of a difference. His presence, how he plays, his type, his style is what this team needs, man. They need toughness. That's what he provides. That's what Juan provides, man. I'm telling you guys, y'all gonna love him. It's gonna make so much sense when you watch him play on this team. Like, damn, like, we were missing this off the bench. We were missing this off the bench. So, yeah. It's going to be fun. Like, it's going to be very fun, man. I actually do want to watch some of this. De'Aaron Fox versus SGA clash, man. Yeah, man, that's fun. Like, this whole game was just back and forth, right? That's just steal. I mean, just look at this. He just uses his body so well, bro. Again, he don't have the athleticism, the burst, the twitchiness that De'Aaron has, but his game, as I was describing earlier, it lends itself to drawing more fouls, to put a referee in a situation to be like, damn, like, he got fouled, or he drew enough contact for me to blow the whistle. Like, that matters, you know what I mean? Like, those things matter, right? Okay, here he goes again. Like, that's just crazy. Right there. Like, that's the move I'm talking about, right? This is the move, okay? Keon Ellis is closing out, right? He's already at a disadvantage because see where his foot is at, okay? Right here. He is already going full speed, bam, right? Where it's not super obvious. Referee here is watching. Referee here is watching. All three, I mean, this ref don't have the best angle, but these two refs have a great angle at what just happened. This shoulder, where he doesn't extend the arm, creates the contact. He throws him backwards, and he just rises. Like, this is what he does, bro. Like, his style of play is just so different than everybody else's. Like, there is no push-off. There's no illegal play here. That's just fundamentals. That's being crafty. That's being hit the weight room. Like, that's real strength, man. Like, that's tough. That's a tough play, right? Like, that is tough. This is just unacceptable. Like, this can't happen. That should never happen, right? But De'Aaron Fox, look at this. Cut off his baseline, right? You got weak side help over here. It doesn't matter. Like, this is years and years of just studying the game, of being so crafty, bro. Like, that's tough. Like, that is tough, bro. Like, again, look at this. McGee's a threat. The Thunder are playing this very well, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You force some baseline, and it's just like, you know, Chet jumps too fast. Fox uses the rim to protect him. It's just, he's just so skilled. Like, Fox doesn't get sped up, and it's lovely to watch. It truly is, man. Like, he is so effing good, bro. I mean, swing back to him, right? And this is the evolution. This is what teams have always done to Fox. Now, like, you have to play him, because he is going to hit the shot. Like, we've always said, once he starts hitting the shot, it's over for the NBA. And I would say he's a better three-point shooter than SGA, which is another reason why I give him the slight advantage. And one thing I will say is, on most nights, he'll take on the defensive challenge, and SGA has a guy like Lou Dort who will take on the defensive challenge to guard the other guy. Right now, Keegan and other guys, especially Keegan, is taking on the challenge to guarding the other best player, especially in the beginning. But Fox has done that for so long, bro. So another reason why I gave the slight edge to him. But both guys are great defensively. Like, SGA is a monster when he wants to be. But when you have a guy like Dort, man, like, you don't have to put that pressure on you and get tired, and save that energy for the offensive side, for sure. But yeah, man, it was just an overall fun night tonight. Fans were into it. You know, Kevin Huerter with 4 points, 20 minutes, like, that's not good. But Harrison Barnes, 5 points. You know, Keon Ellen's had a great night, saying 28 minutes, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. That's big time, bro. 15 points just on 3-point shots. Like, that's huge. Are you going to get that again? Probably not. You know, he might have this game in like 10 games from now. Because if he starts doing this on a consistent basis, you found your guy, right? But I'm a guy that likes to see it to believe it. I wouldn't bet on that, me personally. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he does ball out and score 17 points every night. But, you know, let's just keep it a stack. Like, I don't think it's sustainable. What is sustainable is Malik Monk, you know, putting up 18 points, 9 assists. Like, he leads all second units in assists. He's just a monster, bro. Like, Malik Monk is easily your 5th starter. But because your bench is so depleted, you need him off your bench, and you need that jump, that push. So it's totally understandable to see him off that bench still, and obviously closing out games. But yes, Malik Monk is a certified bucket. Like, that guy is so good. That guy is so good, bro. Other than that, man, it's been a good night, yo. It's been a really good night. We're still here at Golden One Center. People are cleaning up. It's a game Saturday night against the Utah Jazz. You know, the Jazz sat out marketing again tonight. They sat out John Collins. They still won. They were 4-point underdogs. You know, we hit the Kings on the money line on the end play at -120 when they were down by like 2 or 3 in the third quarter. You know, we hit the 3-game parlay today. It was a good day. It was a good day. We need more days like this. The Raiders won and put up, I don't know, they put up a basketball game type of number, bro. Like, it was crazy. 67 points, bro. Like, it's insane. Like, let's put some respect on the Raiders today, bro. Like, they legit demolished the Chargers, 63-21. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't care who you are. You scored 63 points on professionals. That's crazy. As we would all prefer OG as a preferred candidate for SAC, but if it does not go that route, would you consider Siakam, Levine, or someone else? Well, I would put Siakam over Levine, but I would put DeMar DeRozan over Siakam with 1,000%. Like, it's very clear to me now. Malik might not be the second best player on the team. Malik might be the second best player on the team. No, the second best player on the team is Sabonis, but, you know, he's, as of right now, he's your second best scorer off your bench, and I think that's an issue because you need someone in that starting lineup to be second fiddle to Fox. And again, if Sabonis is your guy, that's not good for the team. Like, and we saw that in the playoffs. Like, it just wasn't good for the team. You can't trust Harrison Barnes. You can't trust Kevin Huerter. You know, Keegan's not there yet because he's going through a transition phase of, like, I want to play defense, which exerts a lot of my energy, which, you know, is hurting my offensive production or efficiency, that's exactly what's happening. But as of this season, man, it would be a blessing to go out and get a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who was just a certified bucket. I just think he would just do wonders for this team. Please don't push out this stupid ass narrative of John Collins to the team. And I've seen it on Twitter, bro, and it just bugs me. I'm like, please don't. No, I don't want a bad player on this team. I mean, he's not a terrible player, but he's just a player that, because of his contract, to me, he's just not worth it, bro. He's just not worth it. John Collins is not worth it. But that's going to do it, y'all. Computer about to die. It's 11:25 on a Thursday night. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Drop comments after. Helps out a lot, yo. Shout out to Medici Sacramento, right across the Golden One Center. Thank you guys so much. Great night. Kings win 128-123. See you guys on the next one. Peace.